Hey, good morning, millionaires. Good morning, millionaires. I hope you're feeling good this morning. My name's Haziq Ali. I'm a self-esteem development expert, something of a revenue acceleration dude, Our whole play is to help you go further, faster, with less effort. Give me a replay, gang, if you're watching a replay, because we respect that, I'm going to come back through and give you some love. Maybe you're watching on Facebook. Maybe you're watching on YouTube. Maybe you're checking in on Clubhouse. Pretty soon I'll be calling in on the Millionaire Mind line. But regardless, our goal is to increase the life expectancy of the entrepreneur. We think they're the cream of planet Earth, and I'm going to say good morning, millionaire. Let them know where you're from, what kind of business you have. You checked in early, so this is a good time. You can get some free promotion. And my challenge to you, right, is try to describe your business in a way where it makes me want to ask you more. It makes me want to ask you more. You ever tried that before? Kiana, good morning, Queen. You should come over to the Facebook page of the YouTube. Because on the Facebook and the YouTube, you're able to kind of like we can see your face and everything. You must be tuning in from Entrepreneurishment. I keep saying I'm going to stop going live from over there, but I keep on doing it because I love that group. But let's get it together. Shout out where you from. I know some of you are tuning in while you're commuting, but let them know what city you're representing and what kind of business you have. What is your business exactly? All right, we got Miss Entrepreneur checking in. You gotta love it. You gotta love it. Yeah. Okay. Gab Media Company in the house. Miss Entrepreneur checking in. What kind of business do you have? And try to say it in a way that makes us interested to reach out to you. We teach you exactly how to do that, but let me see your creative ways of doing it. What do you do? What kind of business do you have? Isn't that a cool thing to think about? How you're going to answer that? People are asking you that all day, every day. If you're honest with me. If you're honest, people are asking you this all day, every day, right? Like, so what do you do? Sometimes if you want them to ask you, then you can say to them, what do you do? And then get really interested in what they do. And then they're going to have to reciprocate. And the next thing you know, they ask you what you do. And now what do you say? It's only the most popular question in all of entrepreneurship. In all of becoming a better entrepreneur, it's only the most popular question anyone's going to ask you. Even if they aren't looking to help you, right? They still going to find a way to say, hey, what do you do? Even if they just trying to figure out how much respect to give you, they're going to be like, what do you do? Tanisha's in the house. I'm glad you're here, Queen. Miss Sharon's in the house. My man Carvel checking in. Yeah. Okay. Marketing, that's right. Your business is getting a yes decision. That's right. Helping them get recruited, helping them get a yes decision. Ain't that something? Hey, I love it. I love it, Shalonda. That's what I'm talking about. D Money in the house. Yeah. All right. We getting this party started. Represent where you are from. I'm about to call in on the live line as well. Y'all know we do this every morning, 7 days a week. Turn on your notifications so you never miss it. Maybe you're here because somebody shared it with you. But turn on your notifications. That way you never are having to be left behind. You know what I mean? Every morning you might not love the topic, but you at least want to have a choice. Listen, all I'm trying to do is share every single morning the stuff that helped me get where I'm at. Ain't that right, Shiz? Hey, man. Let me call in on this line. All right. It's about that time. It's 7:30, baby. Good morning, millionaires. Hold up, look, I'm about to greet the line as well. I see Clubhouse checking in. Victoria in the house. What's up, Monica?
Right place at the right time, because we're going to bring the millionaire out of you. Just hold on.
Please enter your. Thank you. Please announce yourself. All participants are muted. Entry and exit tones are off.
Good morning, millionaires. Good morning, millionaires. I hope you're feeling good this morning. My name is Haziq Ali, and I want to welcome you to the morning show for entrepreneurs. We call it Good Morning Millionaire because literally this is what I use to take myself from homelessness to where I am now, and God is good. I can say that like, even though 8% of the country is millionaires, it's a good start. You know what I mean? You maybe using any kind of vehicle in the world. I can't tell you a single profession in the world where if I follow its natural progression of that profession, that person can't be wealthy beyond their wildest dreams. If you will just follow what it is you do with the proper amount of faith and service, you can get rich doing anything. But check it out, y'all. 97% of sales are not going to get made on the first call. This is social science. 97% of the sale, 97% of the yes decision. Like right now, if you're checking in, you're putting the name of your business in the comments. If you're checking in on YouTube, right? Or if you're checking in on Facebook, on Clubhouse, I want you to write it down in your notes just so you underline it. Put it in the comments. Check it out. No matter what it is you do for a living, 97% of those decisions are not going to get made the first time y'all interact. It takes 5 to 10 exposures or follow-ups for them to make that yes decision a lot of times. Now, don't get me wrong. It depends on the type of world you're in, right? I mean, a sales cycle of a Girl Scout cookie is immediate. You see the cookies, you buy the cookies. But for a house, it may take a bit longer, right? Even if you get them to make that instant decision that they're open to what it is that you're about to explain, sometimes it takes a minute to take them from cold to a customer. You need to know how to follow up. Nobody signs up instantly. They all sign up eventually. You need to know how to follow up. Am I making sense to somebody out there? If this makes sense, then you should be sharing this with an entrepreneur who you know can use this, y'all. You got to understand that follow-up is a whole game. When that prospect doesn't buy right away, they saying, not yet, homie. You know what I mean? Do something else for me, right? They're like, I'm still shopping around. I'm still checking things out. Try again. What they're saying is, you haven't made me comfortable yet. You haven't made me feel like you have my back. See, everybody has in their mind a couple things. One, the whole world is full of con artists. Everybody's out here trying to separate me from my money. And my survival instinct is going to kick in and say, I need to keep as much of my money as possible. That's the first thing that we're all dealing with, right? The second thing we're all dealing with is, man, I be making some crazy decisions. You know what I mean? I made that decision before I had all the information. Oh my gosh. That did not turn out the way I expected it to. We all have experiences like this in our life. Is that a fact? And so what does that mean to us as the entrepreneur? What that means, millionaire, is that your whole goal has to be showing them that you're somebody that when all heck breaks loose is still going to be there to help them see their way through it. You're not going to abandon them because it's not your character. It's not the way you're made. You get what I mean? And you can exude that. That can come off of you in the way that you follow up. If you're going to be an entrepreneur, you're going to have to get used to the fact it's going to take some perseverance to take them from the idea that they have a problem to the idea that you're the one they can trust to solve it. Sometimes they don't even know they have a problem yet, you know, but that has to do with your leads. That has to do with your meaningful conversation. That has to do with your presentation. All these other elements of the revenue acceleration cycle where you're able to communicate, which means give and receive information, right? But what I'm saying to you is that when we get to that follow-up part, which is number 5 in the revenue acceleration cycle. When we get to follow-up, how are you supposed to do it? I'm not talking right now about the kind of follow-up you do if they actually purchase from you. Right now, I'm talking about that traditional form of follow-up that everybody thinks about. I'm talking about the kind where you're willing to put forth that effort to get through all of that to the last no. Just for self-respect, they got to tell you no a couple times, but we're going to go over some little guidelines you can utilize so that when you keep showing up, you have different ways to do it so you don't come off like a bugaboo. If you're ready for that, give me a number 1 and a share. Listen, if you ain't ready to persevere, UPS is hiring. Entrepreneurship just might not be for you. If you're willing to just kind of like stay in your comfort zone and maybe wait on them to beg you for the solution, then maybe what you should do is go ahead and get a job. You know what I mean? Go ahead and get a second job if you don't like how much you're making at your first job. But entrepreneurship is not for you unless you are so willing to give yourself away that it stops being about your little feelings. It stops being about the way you feel and how they're going to make you feel. What if you realize all suffering comes from self-absorption? What if you start looking at sales as though it's really service? Oh, it changes everything. All right, so if you're ready for number 1, give me a number 1 and a share if you with me. All right, appreciate that, All right, here's the first one. You need to know the real reasons that they need your product. You need to know the real reasons they want your product. Millionaires, you need to know their real reasons. That needs to be number 1 for you. Do I really know why my prospect, this particular, you know how we say meaningful conversation is based around nobody cares how much you know till they know how much you care. We always say that, right? Nobody cares how much you know till they know how much you care. Well, do you know their real reasons? When you're talking to them, have you had a meaningful conversation where they leave knowing you care and you leave knowing what they care about? Here's the second one. Know the real reasons your prospect doesn't want the product. Do you know their real objections, or are you just taking a smoke screen they gave you? Share this with a fellow entrepreneur if you think they could use a little bit of help making sure that they know the real reasons the person's putting them off. You know, I put in the description of this video. If you watch it on YouTube, if you're checking us out on Clubhouse, make sure you go to Millionaire Minded TV on YouTube. I put the link right in the description. There's a link to this to this blog I did on the 4 definitions of no. How no doesn't mean no. No means not you, not yet. I don't think I can, or I don't understand. And then I break down all of these ways that you can battle that. But here's the point. A lot of times when they tell you no or not yet, or I don't think, you don't even hear it properly. You don't see what it is. You don't understand their real reasoning. So how can you help them address it? If you're ready for number 3, give me a number 3 and a share. Give me a number 3 and a share if you're ready for number 3. Give me a number 3 and a share. Give me a number 3 and a share. Let's get it. If you're finished taking your notes, then let me know by putting that. All right, here's the third one, right? You got to know your prospects' hot buttons. You got to know your prospects' hot buttons. Like what makes them move? You know, it's one thing if I'm selling a house and I understand that they have a baby coming. It's another thing if I'm selling a house and I know that they a young couple who out here trying to get on the move. And so therefore, I understand their hot button is the fact that it's connected to maybe the public transportation system versus their hot button being that here's the perfect school district for your child. What are their hot buttons, right? Those are the things that make them irrational almost. Like they're willing to trade out all this other stuff that you think makes perfect sense, like the right price, the right location, et cetera. So because this button right here is hot for them. What are their hot buttons? Do you even know? That's another sign of whether you've had a really good, meaningful conversation with them. If you're ready for number 4, give me a number 4 and a share. Give me a number 4 and a share. Come on, y'all. We got to go through this. I want you to have a checklist. When I'm done with you today, you're going to have a list of guidelines where you can see if you as ill as you think you is. You know what I mean? Sometimes we think we're a little bit nicer than we actually are. We swear we're doing something and we're not, right? So what I'm saying is after you know their hot buttons, you can actually work with them. Once you know what it is they need, sometimes you can just ask them, what does it take for me to earn your business? We've been chopping it up for a while. What does it take? Matter of fact, if you join our email list, what I'm going to do is I'm going to send you 5, 6, 7 ways to follow up. Join us at wearemillionaireminded.com. Join that email list. And today what I'm going to do is I'm going to send you a bunch of ways that you can follow up. I'm going to send you a bunch of sentences. Here's number 4 though, y'all. Here's number 4. Number 4 is you want to present new information that's relevant to them each time you call them or each time you show up. What new, different, and interesting information do you have for them? So they're constantly getting sparked off. See, the brain don't work off pressure. The brain works off stimulation. Does that make sense? So you got to be stimulating. You can't be dull. You can't be boring when you show up. What you got new for them? That's why you shouldn't be a fire hydrant the first time you meet them, giving them everything you got. That's not the play. The play is to hold something back because you already in your mind know this ain't Girl Scout cookies. Man, I asked everybody to put the name of their business in the comments. I ain't see one person say they sell Girl Scout cookies. You know what that means? That means you're going to need to follow up. If you're ready for number 5, give me a number 5 and a share. Y'all still with me? If y'all still with me, give me a number 5 and a share. If you're still with me. I don't care what kind of entrepreneur you are. They're not going to buy first time. Not if you're smart. Even if you out here vending. You better be getting their email address so you can follow up. You better be getting some kind of phone number so you can text message them something so you can give them a call. You better be having a clipboard so you can be gathering people's problems while you out there, because most of your money, even if you made a lot right off the bat, most of your money you let them walk away. It's all about following up. And that brings me to being creative. You see how I just ran through a bunch of ways? That's number 5. How creative are you in your style? How creative are you in your presentation manner? How much are you giving them the vibe like, hey, if they're creative with the way they present their business, maybe they'd be creative with the way they help me solve problems, because the kind of problems I got are different. They don't understand. Your blues ain't like mine. I need a creative person because I know I'm going through something nobody ever experienced before. Now, they are wrong about that. But the thing is, subconsciously, they still feel like you got what it takes the more creative you are. I mean, is your voicemail even creative? How are you supposed to be a problem solver and your voicemail sound like everybody else's voicemail? You get what I mean? How creative are you in your style and presentation? If you're ready for number 6, give me a number 6 and a share. This is important for entrepreneurs. This is for entrepreneurs only. If you're not an entrepreneur, then you ain't going to like our affirmations. You ain't going to like our training every morning. This is for people who are serious about increasing their business, advancing and enhancing the impact that they make on the world. This is for people that want to go further, faster, with less effort. Number 6 is you have to be sincere about your desire to help them first. You got to be sincere. Sincerity is a competitive advantage, y'all. Sincere. Listen to me. Are you in it for sales or are you in it for service? Listen to me. Are you in it for the commission or are you in it for the mission? You got to understand it's mission first, commission second. What are you trying to change about this country? What are you trying to change about your community? What are you trying to change about people who have made it through this particular trial, or are going through this particular tribulation? Millionaires, you got to start thinking different about the way you're approaching what it is you do. Then that's going to come out in your Facebook lives. That's going to come out in your LinkedIn posts. That's going to come out in what you're putting out in Instagram, because you are eagle eye focused on something bigger than yourself. You don't know how powerful that is, because once we get the feel that you kind of know where you're going, we naturally want to follow you. If you're ready for number 7, give me a number 7 and a share. Are y'all with me? Is this helping? Am I going too fast, y'all? Am I going too fast? That's right. That's right. I'm not trying to go too fast, but I'm hoping. Yeah, Mr. Terry. I know you are too. Shouts out to Al Terry and his much better half, Mrs. Renee Terry. My man Zach Shaheed is in the house. All right, number 7, y'all. Number seven. Be direct in your communication. Sometimes you're not direct enough. Like earlier, I gave you one. I told you if you join the email list at wearemillionaireminded.com, if you join the email list, then later on the day, what I'm going to do is I'm going to send you a whole bunch of follow-up. But I gave you one just now. Like, hey, we've been talking a while. You know, I'm pretty clear that what you're trying to do is blank. And right now you're blank. And then what'll help you do that is blank. You know, what would I need to do to earn your business today? See, sometimes you got to be more direct. Sometimes you're beating around the bush and you're frustrating them, right? And probably making them buy from somebody else. answer their questions and do it direct. You would shock yourself if you knew how many times people ask you a question and you answer with everything except what they asked you. You're frustrating them. And you know, when we always talk about, that straight line system that Wolf of Wall Street teach, he'd be like enthusiasm, force of nature, right? And then it's like, yo, be sharp as attack. Well, what is sharp? Sharp is direct. Sharp is like this idea that like, I heard you and now I'm gonna be exactly what it is you asked me to be. That's being sharp. Sharp is like, I'm on exactly what you're on and nothing else. I'm direct. I'm not beating around the bush. I'm answering exactly what you asked. Then I can elaborate and get flowery. But right now I'm sharp. I need you to understand that you're dealing with a professional. You're dealing with somebody who's lucid. You're dealing with somebody who has clarity. I hear you and I'm responding. You're going to have an efficient experience with me. It's going to be quicker than it would be with someone else because I'm going to help you go further, faster, with less effort. You understand? You're doing all of that when you're directing your communication. If you're ready for number 8, here's number 8, y'all. Be friendly. Be friendly. You'd be surprised, man. When we say posture of a friend, people miss it. Maybe I should say posture of a big brother, posture of a big sister. Now, sometimes they older than you. So what? You've got to be concerned. You've got to be nurturing. You've got to be loving on them, right? When you examine your follow-up, are you friendly? Because people like to buy from friends. Now, I'm not saying you kiss up. I'm not saying you do a bunch of, they can see through that. That's weak. Okay. No, what I'm saying is literally, the 3 P's of the comfort curve: posture of a friend, personnel file, and plug them in. All of that's designed to help you be a better friend. You got posture where you're there to serve, not sell. You've got the personnel file because you're taking notes because you actually listen to them. You find them noteworthy. You're not trying to be interesting. You're trying to get more interested, right? So since you never get a second chance to make a second impression, right? You jotting everything down. I'll do a whole different other training on the comfort curve, but y'all see where I'm going? And then when you plug them in, even with a call like this, you plug them in. Now you got something to talk to them about, even though you're there to sell them a Xerox machine. You're there to sell them coaching for their child. But when you were listening, you heard some problems and you're like, man, I know something now you get to call in with them. Like, man, did you hear number 3 today? Wasn't that exactly you missed it? Oh, snap. Hey, listen, here's the YouTube link. Fast forward to 8 minutes in. Remember you were saying that you were having that problem with your business? Or remember you were saying, now we're talking about something that has nothing to do with what I sell because it's a whole other, I plugged them in. What are you doing to be more friendly? What are you doing to be more friendly, y'all? Here's number 9. Use more humor. Man, don't be afraid to get a joke book. Don't be afraid to start actually practicing being more humorous. If you can make them laugh, then that will give you some cash. You know what I mean? Don't get me started on how many dudes I remember back in high school, that would be popular and the ladies would pay attention to them just because they were right. Right, fellas? Don't underestimate the power of humor. If you were to rank yourself in all of these different categories and give yourself a score, where would you be on the humor side of the way that you follow up? Where would you be on the humor side of the way that you even give the presentation out, give the information out, the way that you communicate? Like, how much humor are you? People love to laugh, y'all. Make them laugh. And now you're establishing rapport on almost a magic level. I look at comedians as magicians. I think it's amazing. You can take people from all kinds of different cities, states, backgrounds, parental makeup, etc., and make them all laugh at the same exact thing. That's magic. If you're ready for number 10, give me a number 10 and a share. I got 2 more for you, and then we out of here. We're going to go do our affirmations. You know what I'm saying? If you're ready for number 10, give me a number 10 and a share. Am I going too fast, y'all? Am I going too fast? You can watch the replay on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe, Millionaire Minded TV. And if you want a bunch of little follow-up sentences, like some kind of prompt so you can enter the conversation in a cool way, make sure you join the email list at wearemillionaireminded.com or millionaireminded.com, either one. You can just go to millionaireminded.com and join the email list. And I'll send you a bunch of ways you can follow up with people. Number 10 is, when in doubt, whenever you find yourself floundering, make sure that you talk from what's in it for them, not what's in it for you. Make sure you create urgency, not pressure. What I mean is pressure is like, oh my gosh, please do this so I can win this contest that I'm in. Urgency is, oh my goodness, the prices are going to change at the end of this month. At the beginning of next month, the prices will never be this low again. I just wanted to throw that out there to you. I'm not trying to don't confuse my enthusiasm for pressure. That's something to write down in your notes. Sometimes you may say something like that. Don't confuse my enthusiasm for pressure, but I do know this can really help you. And I just wanted to throw it out there because the prices will never be this low again, come April. So, right. And then number 11, y'all, and then let's go do our affirmations. I hope this was helpful. Was this helpful, y'all? Good stuff. It's 7:51. We about to go get busy and print this stuff in our minds, right? You can call in on the live line if you want. That's the winners hotline, 667-776-WIN1, 667-776-WIN1. Number 11, y'all, is don't be afraid to ask for the sale each time. Now, there's a bunch of different ways you can ask for the sale, and it don't always involve asking for the sale, And that's not to say you should ask for it every single time, but I'm saying don't be afraid. And the reason I'm pointing that out is because sometimes if you're listening, if you're really being millionaire minded, if you're really looking for that opportunity, then you'll hear buy signals that maybe the average person wouldn't catch. Don't be afraid when they give that buy signal to zip it and make an irresistible offer. As you know, that's part number 4 of the revenue acceleration cycle. Like, how powerful and irresistible is your offer? But that's a whole nother training. What we're saying is number 11 is don't be scared. You can't be afraid to ask for the sale every single time an opportunity appears. I hope this was helpful to you. We about to do our affirmations, y'all. I'm a big believer in it because it saved my life. I was just homeless, y'all. For me to own my home with no mortgage, for me to, I just bought my daughter a dream car and all of that. You know what I mean? That means something about this stuff works. And I can't understand why they teach us algebra, but don't teach us about ourselves and our own powers. It's amazing. But if you want to try it out, come do something weird, come call in or join us on Clubhouse. We do this every single morning, 7:30 a.m. I love you all. Hey, repeat after me, millionaires. I am so